Alright, there he is. Filthy Rich. So I guess he'll be the one I'm gonna kill. Sorry, Tiara, but luck wasn't on your side. Huh? Though I must wonder what he's doing here this late in the evening. Just walking through Ponyville Park, all by himself. Hold on, is that, what? Is he seriously walking a sack of bits? Holy shit, I heard jokes about rich ponies being out of touch, but treating a sack of money like a pet. That's almost cliché. But, well, in the end, never mind. It's all the same once I'm done with you. Okay, Spike, enough of uncharacteristically talking to yourself to fill the silence. It's time to strike. With love from your daughter. Yeah! What? What happened? Where did he go? Ah!
Gotcha, Spike! Put your claws up now, and don't move a muscle.
Y'all fell right into our trap, Simpy.
Your days of walking free and causing mischief are now finally over.
What? Twilight and the other main six? What the hell is going on? How did you find me?
Oh, that was actually the easiest part about all this. As you might have guessed by Filthy Rich vanishing in a flash of light, he never was there in the first place. It was just a phantom I created, to serve as a bait.
Oh my fucking god! So that little pink shit did tell on me, despite everything I told her? Well, I must have made an error in my judgment. She doesn't seem nearly as attached to life as I thought.
The one thing I think we need to point out to explain why the setup of this episode was once again so contradictory to what we originally planned in the last one. Do we? I think it's pretty obvious what happened.
Yeah, Robotus just came up with a better idea how this confrontation could start, and how we could be in control of what happens.
Couldn't even just have gone back to the other episode script and changed that bit.
You still don't really grasp how Robotus works, do you? Once a script is finished, he never changes anything in them, on principle.
Well, I really wish we could do anything else other than constantly bashing Robotus, but he doesn't really give any incentive for anything else, does he? Long story short, between the episodes, we ran out of patience for your attack, and instead of continuing to monitor Filthy's movements, we just ordered him to self-quarantine in his home while we take care of it.
So, yeah, we set up this trap for you. And now we've got you. Prepare to meet justice for all that you've done.
So that's how you want to play this, huh? But you don't seriously believe that you have won just yet, right? Simply because this episode would then be way too short, it's only logical that I must have an ace up my sleeve. Or maybe the rest of this sketch is just us doing the aftermath of easily defeating you. Don't forget that y'all ain't some big evil main villain, you're fucking Spike the Dragon. A lonely and self-simp, whose biggest achievement was Rarity keeping the calendar you gifted her. She did? She really kept it? Is that true, my queen?
Well, I just happen to need one for the new year, but don't make a big deal of it.
Oh, you know I certainly will. And as for your pathetic attempt at insulting me, who's to say that I didn't develop since the last time we met? That I didn't forge some new alliances that made me stronger than I used to be? Maybe I'm a main villain by now.
All right, fine. If we're gonna entertain this idea of you being an actual villain, then at least do the bare minimum and give us your monologue. Explain to me how the fuck you came back to Ponyville after I zapped you away. Did Pinky really jinx it?
If by that you mean that I didn't land anywhere other than your castle, then yes. Or did you forget about your point zero?
My what?
Your point zero! You know that one unique place every unicorn has when teleporting?
I honestly have no idea what you're talking about. That isn't part of the established Hasbro lore, is it?
No, I think Robotus actually came up with this.
Who else?
Anyways, you obviously didn't specify a location when you sent me away from that lab, which resulted in me being brought to your point zero, your home. But of course, I knew I couldn't stay there, so I quickly left once I had grabbed my most valuable possessions. Them being my wallet and phone, so I could stay up to date with Queen Rarity's accounts. And ever since that day, I hide in the gutters and alleys of this village, staying out of sight and slowly but steadily regaining my wealth.
By selling drugs to minors? How the hell did you even come up with that? That is a low blow, even by your standards. To prey on little kids and trapping them in addiction.
Yeah, what the fuck is wrong with you? Do you seriously have no moral fiber?
Where do you even get heroin in a place like Ponyville? That drug is outlawed in all of Equestria.
As is it in the human world. And yet they still always find a way to ship it. Here it's no different. If anything, it's even easier for me.
That doesn't answer the question, Spike. Where do you get this heroin from? Speak!
No. No, I don't think so. Don't mistake this little talk we're having with me being already defeated. I'm simply filling runtime for the sketch. But judging by the minute, this should about do it. Which means I can get on my way now.
Fat chance! I was also just holding myself back in order to let you have your exposition monologue and lengthen this episode. But now, like you yourself said, this sketch is long enough, so I have no reason to hold it back anymore. Now prepare yourself, Spike. You're going straight to Dargish.
Huh. Go ahead. Don't be shy.
What?
Oh man, really?
Shut up! My God!
Not too bad, right?
What the fuck was that? My blast just shattered before you. What sorcery is this?
Well, precisely speaking, this sorcery.
A talisman. So that's how you protected yourself from my magic. But I don't recognize that symbol. What kind of talisman exactly is this?
None you would recognize, because it was created specifically for me. As I normally am just a weak little baby dragon whose only power is hitting ponies over the head with hard gems, I was granted this little help. With it, I am protected from your magic and any other kind of harm. As long as I wear it, I am invincible. This talisman was a gift from my new master, the almighty Ominous. Animus? So now suddenly Abster goes in on this shit too? Not Animus, Ominous. Aha, Omnibus. Okay, now you're doing that on purpose.
Yeah,
No, Mia was being serious.
whatever. Who even is this so-called Ominous?
Oh, you will learn it soon enough. Don't you worry. Only this much. This time you're dealing with much more than just me alone. So does that mean y'all really are working with Celestia again? Is she this ominous character? Is that why you attacked Cheerily? No, her I attacked because she was snooping around too much. I don't know if I'm working with Celestia. I very well might, but that is no concern of mine. Rest assured that Celestia and Ominous are not the same pony. That much I know.
Then who else would he be?
According to his own words, no one you would know, or care to remember. But you do have a powerful enemy in him, that I can guarantee you. One who has sworn terrible revenge upon you, and who will stop at nothing to get it. That is the reason I started selling drugs to the children of Ponyville. To create disturbance and imbalance in this village, to disrupt the peace and cause insecurity and dismay. All in an effort to make you vulnerable and distracted, so he has the opportunity to strike. As for me, I was just in it for the money. As a homeless dragon, I had to do what I could in order to survive. I mean, somehow I had to eat and drink after you threw me out of the castle.
All right, that much I kind of understand, at least motivation-wise. But drug money, and once again targeting kids. Do you really have no morality left in your incel body?
What do you even need that much money for when you're apparently still homeless? There's no way y'all spent that shit already. Oh, you'd be surprised at the expenses a dragon like me has to incur. Next to basic nutrition, I also had to pay my weekly fees to Rarity's Cash App. Just because I'm evil now, doesn't mean I'll stop supporting my beloved queen.
Seriously? Rarity!
Listen! I had no idea these payments were from him!
Queen's Knight 69 could have been any pony.
You say that now, but deep down I know that you always knew the truth. And I am glad to keep supporting you in the future, as it is quite apparent that this whole little confrontation here is going to lead to nothing.
Be careful not to get ahead of yourself. We still have an ace of our own up our sleeves. Or do we, Twilight? I kinda said that only to taunt him. I'm not sure. My only real plan was to teleport Spike to prison once we got a hold of him.
So if that is everything now, I'll be going back to business. I still have not only one, but now 2 murders to commit. It's gonna be a busy night. Twilight, are you seriously just gonna let him walk away like that? I mean, hell, fucking do something!
But I can't! That talisman prevents me from doing anything!
Exactly. Man, I gotta say, it does feel good to finally be the one who comes out on top. I could get used to... What is this? A scroll? What? But... No. Oh man, come on, that's not fair!
Hello? As this scroll somehow doesn't read itself out loud, since the writer's voice likely isn't featured on 15 site, would you mind filling us in? What does it say?
It's from Dragon Lord Ember.
Ember? Oh yeah, right? I totally forgot. That was that thing I was talking about at the end of the last sketch.
You mean when you said that you already know what to do about Spike? I thought you were referring to this trap.
No, that was just plan A. But before the sketch, I wrote a letter to Dragon Lord Ember, informing her about all the crimes Spike is to be charged with. I expected her to be not really all that pleased with one of her subjects acting in such dishonorable manner. And judging by Spike's facial expression, I think I was right about that assumption. Wasn't I?
You were. Ember is really fucking pissed at me. She scolded me in the worst way possible for it being a written message. Called me all kinds of slurs and promptly ordered me to stop my actions at once and to turn myself in so I could face an according punishment.
You suddenly sound so defeated, Spike. Does that mean you're actually going to do what you just said?
Of course, the Dragon Lord ordered me to. And as a dragon of honor, I must obey her will. Besides, now that Ember knows about my deeds, I think I'm actually going to be safer locked away in Dorjish prison. Dragon justice can be really brutal when it comes to things damaging the Lord's reputation. I'm sorry, Ominous, but my Lord's word is above all. Alright, so that's it then. I yield, Twilight. Zap me away.
Ah, come on. Don't be like that. You're almost starting to make me feel compassionate for you.
Well, at least now I can dedicate all my time again to my one true life's cause. Admiring my queen and gifting her the sight of my gracious dick.
Thank you, Spike. That was the push I needed. Goodbye!
Hold on! Can I say goodbye to my queen?
No, you can't.
Oh, not English. I do hope that this time you actually did specify where you sent him.
Yeah, like I said, I sent him to Dorjish prison. The guards at the front gate have been told to keep a lookout for a materializing dragon so they can arrest him. Until his official trial begins, he'll spend his days in a cell where he belongs. Where he can no longer cause any harm.
At least for us. And that's about as far as I care. Good on us, y'all. We're done here.
Cool. And, what now?
Now all we gotta do is wait for the status quo to kick back in. Aren't there still some fools that need to be cured of heroin addiction? Oh, right. But that can be dealt with off-screen. And until then, how about we end this sketch by just walking away? Anyone up for some ice cream?
Oh boy,
Hell yeah,
Yeah,
we're perfect.
I'm in too. Not done lows. Get in there.
Rarity,
Yes, Twilight.
any chance you're ever gonna go back to French?
None.
I thought so.